Welcome to the cafe. I'm your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent, and in today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing the new Louie project provided by Kenny Beats, and also the new The Sacred Souls debut album. So just sit back, relax, and let's go. Welcome back to Coffee and Beats. I'm your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent, and in today's episode, I got album recommendations. We do coffee here, coffee recommendations. We got it all prepared for you. A clean slate, so let's just get right into it. I'm not going to keep rambling along, but before I do that, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button, share it with your loved ones. If you're listening to it on Instagram, share that with whoever you follow.
Let people know that Coffee and Beats is here.
And I'm actually drinking coffee, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to start off with a nice little creamer review, right? What we have here is Willy Wonka. I'm feeling a little chocolatey today, so we got a little Willy Wonka for you guys. And I'm combining this with a little chocolate glazed donut. The Willy Wonka creamer is not too chocolatey. It kind of offsets everything, so it won't be too rich in chocolate if you're not big of a chocolate fan. But man, makes for good everything. You can put this Willy Wonka on everything, just like hot sauce. So it's really good. I think you will really enjoy it. And I'm just gonna start off with a couple of recommendations that I would like to get out there to the public, and it's from two friends of mine. One I used to work with a long time ago, but now she's out there putting out great music. And I also have a fellow barber from Detroit. We're good friends. I'm a barber as well. I'm from Chicago. I cut hair, so we both have a connection there, and we both love music, and he makes music. So I just want to give a big shout out to my boy Leon Cuttem. He just dropped a new single, A Leon or A Leon, however you want to do it. I love the catchiness, adding his name to that whole thing. I really like it. A very good R&B track. Very good vocals on there. I have the link to the song down there, so feel free to listen to it whenever you get a chance. Also, I want to shout out Feverqueen, who just dropped a new project, In the Ether. It's out now. Go support her. Very laid back indie rock. I think you will really enjoy it if you're into that style of music, because I most definitely am. I like stuff that sounds very soothing, very relaxing, very comforting, and so far so good. I'm just getting into this album, so please support both of these artists. I got the links to both of their projects down in the description box, so please do yourself a favor and check them out. Now we're about to get into our album review. First, start off with this EP by Juniper featuring producer Sango 97, and this is the debut EP from Brazilian artist Juniper, which features production from mega producer Sango. This is a very dope 8-track release by the singer, and here we find Juniper singing over very lush and grandiose production, mainly singing in Portuguese, and her voice is very soothing, it's very elegant, and it just dances very smoothly from track to track. The production wise, Sango doesn't come across as he's trying to steal the spotlight, as he provides her with very versatile and well arranged beats. Xavier Omar provides a very dope guest appearance, which kind of puts me in the mind of a track that Masuego would lay down. I really like that joint. And also the track Impaz, which flows so beautifully, and one of my favorite tracks off the album. It makes me feel like I'm just floating in midair. With this being said, this EP, I give this one a very eloquent out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed every track on this short project, and at the end of the day, this is probably one of my favorite EPs of the year, and I listened to a lot of EPs this year, but this one just had no skips. It had no skips. It was really good, and I think you'll enjoy it. For all my R&B heads out there looking for something different, looking for something to carry you through going into the fall, I think you'll really enjoy this project. Up next, we got the group Kokoroko, which came out with their debut album, Could We Be More. This is a full-length release, and if you're not familiar with this group, well, this is a London-based 8-member Afrobeat collective in which their sound includes influences from funk, jazz, soul, and West African music. Now, I really enjoyed the first leg of this project. It gets off to a dynamic start with tracks like Tojo,
You Weigh In You, if I said that right,
Age of Ascent, and Dide, which I thought provided some excellent vocals on there. These tracks present absolutely no dull moments. Also, to add to some of these tracks are very smooth, heartfelt, and hypnotic background vocals that will ease your mind. And also the track Those Good Times also is a very warm and inviting track. War Dance presents us with some sharp sounding horns, after which this transfers into some smooth trumpet like sweet nothings whispering in your ear. It's a very, very solid cut. However, my only gripe would be that it didn't quite stick the landing towards the last leg of the project, slowing things down with tracks like Home and Something's Going On, which I thought were still decent songs, but at the end just left me wanting a little bit more and didn't have the same dynamics as the beginning, the first leg of the album presents. I like the interludes that are sprinkled in that leads into each song. Is very good. All in all, I really enjoyed this band. I am honored to review their very first project, and I walked away thoroughly impressed. I give this one an 8 out of 10. Look forward to hearing more music from this very, very dope band. Up next, we got Jitwan with his third album, Third. This is the third LP.
if I'm saying third too much, that's okay, because I just said it again.
From the transgressive dance music singer and producer Jitwan. And Jitwan follows up his 2019 release Honeycomb, which was one of my favorite project releases from that year. Here he hits us with some very versatile and eclectic vibes, providing us with a very short 10-track 40-minute project. Now, this album was a combination of highs and lows. For example, Brooklyn Ballers, which has an out in the nightlight type production, like you're out on the night streets of New York or Chicago. It's a very good track. And then you also have another track, more elegant style ballad featuring Melanie Charles on the vocals, which breathes some much needed life into this project. Otherwise, the album was pretty inconsistent in some pockets due to some of the tracks being a little all over the place, and the album themes were kind of scattered all over the place as well. It was just bouncing from one idea to the next, and it didn't really have good cohesiveness. Overall, I just give this one a just okay out of 10. Not quite as good as Honeycomb, but I think you will find some tracks that will stick to your playlist for the long haul, and I look forward to hearing the next project from Jitwan, because he's a very good artist. If you're not up on him, please check out his discography. He has some really good stuff, and I'm a hardcore fan of his. This one didn't quite impress me as his previous work, but please check it out. You might like this a lot more than me. Up next, we got Kenny Beats with his debut album, surprisingly, Louie, debut album of the beat maker Kenny Beats, which was said to be an album dedicated to his father, who was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer during the COVID-19 pandemic. The album features 17 beats, clocking in at around 33 minutes. Kenny Beats, over the years, has established himself as one of hip-hop's go-to producers for the likes of artists such as Vince Staples, Thundercat, Mac DeMarco, Pink Sifu, Denzel Curry, just to name a few. You can tell he put his heart and soul into a lot of the beats on this record. Lots of the dope loops and breaks can be found all over this album, and one of the biggest highlights of the album for me is this track Really Really, which provides us with dope drums over some murky guitar riffs, over some very dope vocal samples. I really enjoyed that one per se, but check out the description box below. I got all the beats that you can put into your playlist. If you got a hip-hop instrumental playlist, this is the perfect album for you. I think this is one of the best hip-hop instrumental albums of the year. If you are into hip-hop instrumentals and are looking for a good album to make that transition from summertime into the fall, this is the album for you. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Kenny seems to never disappoint. Last but not least, we got These Sacred Souls, which is a self-titled debut album from the Vintage Style Soul group, and this album is produced entirely by Gabriel Roth, and this band, which consists of lead singer Jose Lane, along with Alex Garcia and Soul Samano, if I said that right, gives us a very enthusiastic ode to the late 60s and early 70s R&B soul with a little gritty little twist. And this album presents us with 12 tracks, clocking in at around 38 minutes. Now, the performances are utterly intoxicating, with Lane's weightless vocals anchored by the rhythm sections, the deep pockets, and the infectious chemistry that you see between him, the other artists in the group, and also some of the female background singers, which provides a nice Ray Charles type feel to the album. The ballads on here are very simplistic, they're straightforward. Although production wise it can be on the repetitive side, Lane's vocals and the topics and all of these storylines in this album doesn't make it sound like it's inconsistent or redundant. I strongly recommend this album, especially for those who are looking for a good couple album. You know, a good couple album. It's one of those slow, put your arm around your girl and just sit back and relax type album.
Share the ox with your significant other with this one, please.
I give this one a 9 out of 10. This one definitely is going to make my end of the year list. This was an excellent debut by These Sacred Souls, and I look forward to hearing more from them in the future, and I hope you appreciate this recommendation because you're going to thank me later. This is a really good one. You're going to love it. And that will do it for the show. All the album recommendations and all the tracks that I recommend will be down in the description below. I thank you for coming to the cafe and listening to me talk about these albums. And again, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget about the podcast. Follow me there. And I got a lot of good stuff in store for you in the future. I am Rod the Magnificent. And when it comes to coffee and when it comes to music, stay grounded for life. I will see you on the next one. Peace.